What's up, Shelf Addicts? Welcome back to the Shelf Addiction Podcast. Today on Book Chat, we are continuing our current fantasy series with Rogue, written by Rachel Vincent. Stay tuned. Today's episode is brought to you by the Shelf Addiction merch store. Check out all the bookish t-shirts, notebooks, mugs, and more. Don't miss out on these original designs, perfect for any book nerd. Support the podcast and visit shelfaddiction.com/merch and pick up your next favorite bookish item. Hey everyone, I'm your host, Tamara Ford, and welcome to Book Chat here on the Shelf Addiction Podcast. Participate in this book discussion by joining the Facebook group Shelf Addiction Official or joining us over on the Book Clubs app. Talk about the series with us as well as other bookish topics. I hope to hear your thoughts on this book discussion. You can always find us on Twitter and Instagram. The links for everything mentioned are below in the show notes. If you enjoyed today's episode, please support this podcast by sharing it with some book nerd friends or on your favorite social media space. That would really help me out, and I appreciate you for doing so. The uncut video version of this podcast is available right now on Patreon. Join us there where we get even more candid with podcast after shows and more. So if you're interested in that at all, you'll need to come on over to Patreon and sign up. You can also show your support by utilizing our sponsor offers. Go to shelfaddiction.com/support and see all of the current promotional offers. Before we get started, I have to issue a spoiler warning. This is a book discussion, so nothing is off limits. You've been warned. Welcome back to another fantasy series discussion. Joining me is my fantasy series co-host, Casey from Heart Full of Ink. Welcome.
Hello. I'm so excited to be here.
Yay, I'm happy you're here too to drudge through this with me today. I feel like that's what it's going to be, but we'll see.
Mm-hmm. We'll see.
All right, you guys, we will do the synopsis and the stats as we do, and then we'll hop right on into the convo. So book 2 is Rogue, published March 25th, 2008 by Mira Books and Harlequin Books S.A. The audiobook is narrated by Jennifer Van Dyke. The paperback comes in at 397 pages, and the unabridged audio is 11 hours and 30 minutes long. Casey, will you please share the synopsis?
I'd be happy to. Okay. I know that better than most. Since rejoining the Pride, I've made big decisions and even bigger mistakes, the kind paid for with innocent lives. As the first and only female enforcer, I have plenty to prove to my father, the Pride, and myself. And with murdered Toms turning up in our territory, I'm working harder than ever, though I always find the energy for a little after-hours recreation with Mark, my partner, both on and off duty. But not all my mistakes are behind me. We're beginning to suspect that the dead are connected to a rash of missing human women and that they can all be laid at my feet. 2 or 4, take your pick. And one horrible indiscretion may yet cost me more than I can bear.
Okay. That synopsis did read kind of odd. I didn't like it.
Yeah, that was a really weird synopsis. I'm sorry, guys.
No, it's fine. I mean, you didn't write it.
No, I didn't. I'd write a much different synopsis than that.
Right. Okay. High level, you know how we do. High level, what'd you think when you finished the book?
I'm so annoyed with everything. And all of the inconsistencies and all of the misogyny and all of just the blah, 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 blah of the story. Yes. This is going to be a fun discussion.
Okay, so high level for me is I got through it pretty quickly because I had to. Like, there wasn't a choice. But it was pretty painful, to be honest.
Yeah.
And yes. I still don't like Faith any better.
Nope.
And I'm kind of not liking Mark as much either.
I have mixed feelings about Mark, but I'll get into that later.
Yeah.
I just, right off the bat, like from page 1, the thing that just really rubbed me wrong and started me off on the wrong foot on this whole story. They are paranormal creatures hiding from humans. Yes, like I'm not a paranormal creature, but I thought that if you don't want humans to find your dead, you burn them. You don't bury
Bury
them
them.
with your DNA all over their body. You burn them so there is nothing to be found, right?
Yeah, and then they only buried them 5 feet deep.
Right? Like, what the hell? Any old human can just come along and find this. And, 10 years down the road, they'll have enough technology to be like, oh, this isn't human. What kind of shifter is this? And no, like, right off the bat, I'm like, what the fuck is happening?
Yeah, you'd
And she's
think
like,
they'd
oh,
have
Daddy,
a more...
he's so smart. He knows what he's doing. And I'm like, bitch, no, he doesn't.
Yeah, you'd think they have a more, like, serious way to dispose of the bodies. I mean, they did.
Well, they have the thingy at their house.
Yeah, they have
where they burn the
a cremator thing where they can cremate the bodies. What do you call it? Incinerator? No, what is it?
Yes, incinerator. Yeah. That's what it is. And they didn't burn the strays. They just buried them, even though they don't want humans to find out about them.
Yeah, but I okay, so on one hand, I can understand that you don't want to be dragging a body on a long distance to incinerate them, because the one that they did bring, they were really leery about doing it. But just burying it isn't the answer either.
No. Not when you're touching the body, touching the duct tape, touching the wrapping paper that you're wrapping the body up in and burying it 5 feet below.
Yeah.
Your DNA is all over that crime scene. What?
And there's no police anywhere yet. Not really. They're just doing everything, and they're not on, the police aren't looking for them yet. Not really. They should.
No. I feel like there's probably some scientist in a secret government lab who's like discovered this DNA already, because, as we're reading about in the Mercy Thompson series, the government knows about the werewolves, which is forcing them to come out to the public before the government can control them. So that's absolutely on my mind while I read this. And I'm like, you're just burying the body?
Yeah.
Bran would never.
No. And to be quite frank, I question the fact that I'm reading these two series together, because it's really highlighting the difference in writing quality.
Yes. And world building.
Yeah.
And consistency and details. Like, Patricia Briggs makes the details matter. If she mentions something once, it matters. If Rachel Vincent mentions something twice, it's never talked about again. And that is a plot hole that I'm going to mention again later.
Yeah. Well, I guess if she had to do one thing that I would say that she did right about her plot, was that, we all knew that Andrew would come back, right? We talked about that in the last book. We're like, he just gone? You just gonna forget about him? And she did that again at the beginning. He calls her all nasty sounding, and she's like, 2 minutes later, I forgot about him because Mark came in.
Yes.
I'm like,
yes,
girl,
which
you
was
about
so annoying. But here's my plot hole. I'm sorry, I can't
go
help
ahead.
it. The very first time he calls, she looks at her phone and she's like, oh, caller ID says this is my best friend, Sammy. And then she answers it and it's Andrew. And she's like, oh, this is so weird. Well, then the second time he calls, caller ID says it's Sammy. And she's like, oh no, it's the same phone number. It's Andrew. So then she talks to him on the phone. Well, then she calls him back and leaves a voicemail saying, please don't come find me. I don't want to see you. And then she sits there and she's like, well, how did he find out about Mark? My friend Sammy must have told him because she met Mark. So let me call Sammy. So then she calls Sammy and leaves the voicemail for her. And I'm like, how the fuck are you calling her? Are you just calling Andrew again?
Yeah.
What is happening? And then she never mentions it again. So I don't know. Is it Faith being stupid and heartless and not really caring about Sammy? Or is this Rachel Vincent just leaving a giant plot hole?
Okay, I'm
because I had to go back and check like 3 times to be like, the caller ID said Sammy. Now
Did
she's
you
calling
did
Sammy.
you tab that section, the first call?
Yes.
Because
Yes.
I thought, I'm listening to this one on audio, so
Mm-hmm.
I thought she said she assumed it was her because she's the only one who would call her or something.
Mm-hmm.
So when she picks up the phone, I think she has the assumption it's her. I don't remember her saying the caller ID said it was her.
Hold on. Let me search Sammy because I'm
Okay.
in the ebook.
Okay.
Okay. Hello, I said, fully expecting to hear Sammy's perky full-speed chatter on the other end of the line. Miss me? The man's voice was sharp with hostility, obvious even in just those two words. So that is page 35 on my ebook. Because the caller ID said Sammy.
It said that?
Mm-hmm.
Well, the caller ID said
Oh,
Sammy.
no. Okay, hold on. My fingers closed around the phone and flipped it open without bothering to look at the ID, fully expecting to hear Sammy. Okay, that's my bad. She didn't check ID. She just expected it to be Sammy.
Yeah. But that is a valid point that she mentions her three times, basically,
Mm-hmm.
and then calls her, leaves a message, and it never comes back again.
It never matters again. And I'm just like, are you that callous of a bitch to not call your friend from college who was your roommate and, your bestie?
She's very selfish and self-absorbed.
Oh, absolutely.
Like
worse than a 16-year-old girl.
And one of her brothers told her that,
Mm-hmm.
It's not about fucking you 100% of the time. Think outside your teeny little brain and
Which she can't or won't or refuses to do. All of the
Yeah.
above. I don't know.
She's
It's
23 and she's very immature.
yeah. I know more mature 12-year-olds than her. I would
Yeah.
rather hang out with a 16-year-old than her.
Yeah.
Given her entire personality, I would fully expect her to stab me in the back and then cry about it to her daddy.
Yeah.
And be like, Casey's such a bitch to me. Go throw her in the cage.
That would be something her character would do. Totally.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. What I was saying
Sorry.
before
Yeah.
was that I think that because we thought that Andrew was going to come back, I liked how she tied that in with the pre-existing story. So instead of Andrew just needing help or something, she actually made it relevant but although I think the method was kind of dumb. So the method that Andrew was changed, now I thought he might change. I thought this, but I thought it could be some other way. Coincidentally, like maybe the rogue, the stray did that to him or something. But to make her the one that has,
Who bit his ear while they were having
yes,
sex. And it barely
yeah,
bled, but
that
bled
was
just
dumb.
enough. And that changes him?
It was a nick, basically it seemed like a nick. But she said he acted like she bit his ear off.
Yeah.
So
he was acting like she, clawed his chest open and then left him for dead.
yeah, I don't know.
Which,
and then another thing that never came back around unless I missed it, but we never heard, well, obviously she killed him, but I would have liked to have heard what he remembered from that, how he thought he was infected or what he thought she did to him. Because it was some conversation about him not remembering what happened to him. So what, this other dude just says, hey, she was a wolf and a werecat, and she bit you, and you're just going to be like, rawr, I'm pissed, she bit me. You know what I mean? There's no proof at all. And if you don't remember, I wanted to hear from his point of view what he thought happened.
Yeah, I would have liked to hear that too. And honestly, again, it feels so fake almost that she bit his ear and changed him.
Yeah.
If it's that easy to change strays or humans into strays, you'd be doing it all the damn time. Oh no, I gave somebody a paper cut. Oh no, now they're shifting into a cat. Oh no.
Yeah, it doesn't seem quite right.
No, it doesn't feel realistic at all. I also thought that Louise maybe had done something to him. because he, showed up on the university campus and like maybe he was doing it to get back at her.
Yeah.
But,
It could have
as
been
with
more
the end,
complicated, I think.
yes. But we
And
have the
how she
trial in the
remembered.
next book.
Well,
So, ugh.
and also, can I just say how she remembered this? And like, she's like, oh, wait, it was me. It was like this revelation. And then all
Mm-hmm.
of a sudden, her father is just like, he doesn't believe what she's saying, even though this whole time, so weeks have passed and she hasn't been
Mm-hmm.
able to transform herself again in that way. But
Because
her
she's not
father is
stressed
like,
enough.
"Ah, ah," like shaking her and yelling at her, and this whole thing, it's a mess. It's a honest to
It
God
was a
mess.
mess.
And
Her dad has issues.
I kind of don't like the father even more. I'm like, he's so, between the two of them, I just don't like the vibe.
Yeah, no, I don't like the whole family. I don't like the dynamics. Everything about their whole world is so inconsistent and it makes me so mad. So, you know,
Mm-hmm.
Daddy Werecat here, he's like, my one son helped kidnap and rape multiple women and murdered a couple, and all the other alphas want him punished because harming a woman is like the worst thing you could possibly do. But I'm gonna hide him away in a cage because I can't bear for him to die. So I'm just gonna ignore everybody on the council and keep him in this cage.
Yeah.
But now that my daughter accidentally turned her human and then killed him to make sure, he wouldn't keep killing, now she has to go on trial in front of the council and they might kill her, but oh well, I can't do anything about it.
Right.
And I'm just like, the hypocrisy of it
I know.
all.
It's wild. It's wild. I don't, yeah, I wish I understood the dynamic more. It just is very blasé, right? It's like whatever fits the scene that she's trying to do.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's constantly changing to fit the needs of the story, basically, instead of being consistent throughout.
And that's the thing about good world building, is that once you set your rules, of course you always have
Mm-hmm.
some play if you can like make up some
Mm-hmm.
shit about magic or something. But essentially your rules stay the same. Your
Yes.
foundation should be consistent, right? So
Yes.
either the father's the alpha and he does what needs to be done, or he's a softer alpha and he wants to protect you. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
It just seems weird that he's very overbearing, extra everything, and then all of a sudden it's like, we're gonna tell this big lie. We're
Mm-hmm.
gonna do all the things. It's very, I don't know, inconsistent, like you said.
Yeah, it's just so frustrating to read this and be like,
Mhm.
okay, so white boy in the cage down there, he's fine being in the
Mhm.
cage after murdering some people, but she accidentally did this one thing and now you're just gonna string her up and kill her? Like,
I know.
I thought
And
women were synchromount. Like, you can't hurt your women.
right, women are like, even her, even though she's not saying she wants kids right now, she's valuable. Why would
Mm-hmm.
you kill her? I
Mm-hmm.
mean, but like they let the pregnant werecat, what do they call her? They call them, what do they call the women? Tabbies. They let the
Tabbies.
female, the tabby, from excuse me, Ecuador or wherever she's from, they gave her 8 months until her trial, but
Well,
she's
she is
not on trial.
pregnant, so
I know,
they
but
gotta
then they
protect
didn't
that
say
baby.
but they didn't say she was up for capital murder. Like, like
Mm-mm.
you
No,
killed people. She killed innocent people
she
that
did.
didn't do anything, but she's not up on the chopping block.
Nope.
Not like that.
Nope, because it doesn't matter. The author is just making it so that all these terrible things have to happen to Faith, even though it's not consistent with anything else that these characters are doing, that this world is
Mhm.
doing, that this council is doing. Like, it's not consistent in any way, shape, or form. And it's
No.
really frustrating.
Yeah. It is. Um, yeah. So let me ask you this about faith. From reading it, in
Hmm.
your mind, what does faith sound like?
Like a whiny little bitch.
Well, I guess the narrator has done her job because it seems like she is incessantly whining.
Yep.
Like
That
everything she says is like every time she says the word daddy, I just cringe.
it
And
wasn't as
then
bad in this book as it was the last book. Like book one was terrible. It was daddy every 2 seconds. This book, it
it's
was daddy
less.
only a handful of times, but it's still, oh my God.
But like her wanting to, and this is the thing, like so for example, when it is
Hmm.
revealed that she is the one that created, changed Andrew, and that, now he's coming for her, and she kept these phone calls a secret. Of course, Mark is pissed. He
Yes.
runs off. He acting like a little boy,
Little
like, which is
bitch.
something I did not expect from him.
Mm-mm.
But he runs off to be by himself to pack. She comes and she's like, I'm going to talk to him. I can't let this go. He needs to hear the whole story. But the whole time, she is bad at explaining herself. That's what it
Yep.
is that pisses me off. So it's like she has all these feelings that she wants to express, and she wants to be clear about what happened, but to save her life, she can't be. She's that person that doesn't know how to tell what happened succinctly with details. She's always like leaving things out. Like her father
Hmm.
said, like that was a lie of omission you just did.
Uh-huh.
You do lie. So she's unreliable. So that makes
Absolutely.
us not like her even more because it's frustrating to
Hmm.
hear her or read her even try to explain herself because it's like you're not
Hmm.
even telling everything correctly.
And it's not even just that. It's that her emotions are so all over the
They're
place. She
volatile. Yeah.
herself is inconsistent with everything she ever thinks about Mark. Half
Hmm.
the time she's like, "Oh my god, I love him so much. I want to be in bed with him all the time." Then at one point she's like, "Oh my god, his kill count is so high. Maybe I should have a different partner." And then she's like, "Oh my god, I hurt him. I have to fix this. Let me break down the door so I can go talk to him." But like you said, she doesn't even really explain herself that well. And then shit keeps piling up. And all of a sudden, he's back at her door and he's like, I just need a promise from you. I just need to know that we're on the same page, that there is a bond here, that there is something here between us. And she's like, no, absolutely not. I'm going to run away in 2 years and you won't follow me. And I'm like, then why are you kicking down his door? Because you love him, but now you can't
Yeah.
even promise him tomorrow?
No, she
Like,
said
what the
she
fuck is
hasn't
wrong with you?
decided what she wants to do, right? So she's
Hmm.
really living in the now. She's not, and that's being selfish. She's not thinking
Hmm.
about anyone else but herself
Hmm.
right now, right? At this moment, she's not looking ahead to the future. She's not concerned with the future at all.
She's not
And
even
he
concerned
is.
with next week or
No.
next month. And he's not saying, let me marry you tomorrow, which, by the way, what did they ever mention the wedding
Oh,
in
no.
book one?
That was another thing. I'm like, now we find out that she left him at the altar when she was 18.
Yeah, like what the fuck? I thought they were just dating.
That's
And
what
all
it
of a
seemed like.
sudden,
N
it's like, no, she left him at the altar. Like,
Like, that
broke off his.
escalated. We
That
should have known
escalated
that.
really high.
We should have known that in book 1 because
Hmm.
that would have given us, I think, well, it would have given me more understanding to why it was so easy for her to fall back in with him and just say
Yes.
F you to the college boyfriend.
Yes, which even still, like, that is still so fucked up. In the early first 2 or 3 chapters before Andrew shows up on page, she's like, well, I tried calling him once, but he didn't answer, so it's fine. I
Yeah.
haven't officially broken up with him, but it's okay because I'm with Mark now, and I'm so happy with Mark. Yay, Mark!
But
And
that's the
then, oh my
thing.
god, I don't like Mark, but I can't tell him anything. Oh,
We've
Mark.
established that she's not a good person.
No, she's
She's
not.
she's not a good person. She's very selfish. And
Hmm.
I know I've said that word probably 10 times already, but that is the best word I can use to describe her.
Yes.
Everything she does is in her own interest,
Yes.
period.
Yes. All she thinks about is what she wants in this moment. All
Mm-hmm.
she thinks about is what she wants. And if the moment changes and she's like, oh God, Mark has killed too many people. Maybe we shouldn't be partners anymore. And then, oh my God, I can't not work with Mark. And then, ooh, Jace, look, he's so hot right now. Let me put on my little booty shorts and my tight red t-shirt. And
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like, the fuck is wrong with you? You are
Mm-hmm.
23 years old. You were in a master's program at college, so you have some brain cells,
Mm-hmm.
but you're acting like you're a teenager who doesn't know how to regulate her own hormones.
She's acting like she's still 18. Like she hasn't had any growth in that 5 years that she was gone.
No,
Like nothing.
no growth at all whatsoever in her entire life.
No.
Which, her dad does punish her when she does mess up. She's talked about being thrown in the cage, and he kind of threatens to throw her in the cage again. But, like, she still won't change. She still has to yell. She still has to fight them for respect, but she's not earning respect. And,
Even how she deals with her mother.
oh my
Like,
God.
look, I am. She shits on her mother
Really
regularly.
hard. Really
And then
hard.
when Mercedes comes and her mother is doting on her, she
Mm-hmm.
has the nerve to be jealous.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Mm-hmm.
of course, your mom will show affection to someone who needs it, and she's absorbing whatever she can get from this woman because you give her absolutely nothing.
Less than nothing. You treat your mother like shit. You get
Mm-hmm.
mad at her for pouring coffee for people.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't have to want to be a 1950s housewife to respect your mother. Your
Exactly.
mother is caring for people the way she knows how. It's her
Mm-hmm.
love language. You
Right.
don't have to shit all over her for doing this.
No.
And obviously, her mother is not being abused or cowed by anything. Her dad respects her and loves her. Like, it's a solid relationship. All the men respect her, but her daughter does not respect her.
No. And I mean, it seems like the more she sees her mother be a badass, the more she sort of respects her, but she still reverts. She still
We
reverts.
revert so hard. Like, she
Yeah.
learned in the first book that her mother was on the council. And she's like, oh, wow, my mom's kind of a badass. And then she just, like, forgets that in this book. She's like, oh, my God, my mom's the worst. She, like, pours coffee for people. I can't believe it. How could dare she? I'm
Yeah.
just like, you're a terrible daughter.
She's a terrible daughter. Terrible. And I'm like, I don't know. I just can't. Another reason not to like Faith. Like,
Mm-hmm.
I swear this author made an error in judgment in making her so unlikable.
Mm-hmm.
She shouldn't have done that. Like, this uh, it's not right. Okay, I need to take a break. We
Yes.
need to take a break. When we come back, we will finish talking about Rogue. We will hopefully have some positive things to say. If not, oh well, so be it. It's one of those episodes. Check out the commercials. By listening to those, you are supporting the podcast. And don't forget to hop on over to Amazon. And if you haven't done so yet, pick up your book review journal or book review notebook. Links
They're
are in the
so
show notes.
cute, you guys.
Oh, thanks. All right, we'll be right back. Stay with us. Today's episode is brought to you by the Shelf Addiction merch store. Check out all the bookish t-shirts, notebooks, mugs, and more. Don't miss out on these original designs, perfect for any book nerd. Support the podcast and visit shelfaddiction.com/merch and pick up your next favorite bookish item. All right, we are back, guys, and we are going to finish shitting on Faith like she shits on her mother.
Yes. No, again, like, I would not want to be in that mother's position. I don't want to have babies. I don't want to, make a big 5-course meal 6 nights a week. Like, that sounds awful. That does not sound like my cup of tea. But if that's what she wants to do and she's happy doing it, good for her.
Right, like
And-
she's not hurting anyone, right?
No. And nobody's hurting her either,
Right.
except for Faith.
Right. So it's like, oh, and but that's another thing. She is this big deal that no one is told. She and her brother know what she was doing, by
Mhm.
giving the brother intel while he was working for the
Mhm.
bad guy last book. But oh no, she only runs when she has she feels a certain kind of way and she's keeping it secret or she feels bad about it or something. I'm like, why are you so judgy about her? Like,
Yeah. This woman has been traumatized because her son, left her. She was trying to have a relationship with him. She realized he was playing her the whole time and did these horrific things. As a mother, she has the right to mourn. She can't talk to you about it because
mhm.
you'll just shit all over her. And now you're judging her for being outside?
Yeah, she even talks about, well, she won't bring him any food. Everyone wants her to go down there and see him, but she won't. So the fuck what? Let her work through her shit. Leave
Mhm.
her alone about it.
So early on in the story, I came up with a theory that I really liked. But when they first realized that it was a woman killing all of the strays, I was like, what if it's Faith's mother?
Mm,
What if she's out there trying to get revenge on all the strays who, were kidnapping the women and harmed her baby Ryan and did all that stuff? And I was like, that would be a really fucking cool book. I
yeah.
want that. Of course, it didn't happen, but, it would
You
have been a
know,
really interesting plot twist.
speaking of that, I did automatically think that it was a woman that they kidnapped. I thought it was the
Hmm.
whole time. I'm like, who else would be stalking him like this? Like,
Yes.
it's an
Yeah.
escaped woman that they grabbed, but
Mhm. She
yeah.
just snaps their neck nice and clean and drops the body and walks away. Yeah.
I
Yeah,
mean,
no, it
honestly, if
made
she's
sense
so
that it was a
badass, I don't
woman.
understand why she didn't escape earlier.
Um, I don't know. Maybe it just took her years to break a hole in the wall or something.
Well, she said it was this baby that got her moving because she didn't want him to take her next baby, right?
Yeah.
They
I
were killing by the way, which is dreadful, they're killing infants. If they're
Mhm.
not girls, they're killing
Mhm.
them.
They also figured out how to turn human women into
Women.
strays,
Yeah.
which is something that they're like, "No, this has
They
never
said it's not
happened ever
possible.
before. It's not
Yeah.
possible." Which, if you can bite a man's ear and get like a single drop of blood on your tooth and change him into a stray,
That is
then
so
yeah,
dumb.
you can turn a woman. Like, what the fuck is biology having to do with any of this?
I know. And I still think it's so stupid
It's so stupid.
because every other architecture about transforming into something else, it seems
Hmm.
like it's a process, right? It's a commitment
Hmm.
to do it. It's not,
Hmm.
oops, you get nicked and now you're turned into something else.
No, no. Like in the Mercy Thompson series, since we're doing that read along right now as well, you have to be mauled practically to death. Like you have to be on death's door, and then you can maybe change. It's not always
Mhm.
successful, but if they just accidentally scratch the back of your hand, you're not going to turn into a werewolf.
Right.
Same with the vampires. You have to be drained down to like the last dregs of your blood, and then you get the vampire blood in you, and then maybe you'll change.
Right. So this just did not jive with me at
Uh
all. I'm
uh.
like,
Uh.
what?
I don't understand how it happened. I don't understand how it makes sense. I was waiting for him to say, like, oh, yeah, you scratched me when we had sex, but I was fine. And then Louise showed up one day and, like, killed me and then blamed you. Like, I was waiting for something like that.
Mhm.
But
Nothing.
no, she just nipped his ear during sex and got
Yes.
like a single drop of his blood, and he turned into a werecat. And I'm like, no,
I mean, see, that's
no,
another thing I don't understand. So, is there venom in their fangs? Is that why reaching his blood infected him? How did
probably.
that?
Something like
I
that.
wanted details. I want more details to explain this to make me be like, okay. But the fact that when she is a human and her teeth are regular, she
Hmm.
shouldn't have been able to transmit that to him.
Well,
But
she partially
right,
shifted.
right. But that's another thing that makes me not believe it, because it was so much effort for her to do that.
Hmm.
Painful and effort, lots of
Yeah.
effort.
She has to
But
be
you're
like
going to tell
really, really
me,
stressed. And yeah.
or mad or whatever. But you mean to tell me you're having sex with him and all of a sudden your mouth just kind of transforms just a little bit, not to alert anyone,
Hmm.
including yourself.
Hmm.
Like it was so easy. It just happened.
And then on top
Bullshit.
of that, she was even telling Mark that the sex with him was kind of mediocre and it's not as hot or passionate as her sex with Mark. So is she transforming at all when she's having sex with Mark? Because I feel like that would be heightened emotions. That would be more likely to happen. But I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
he's seen her shift while they had sex. So, no,
No.
none of this makes sense. And again,
No.
we have the trial in the next book, so maybe they'll go digging and find the truth. But the two people who know the truth are now dead, so there is no truth.
I want to see what the next book is about. I'm going to look toward the end. But it shocks me. Like, is there something I'm missing, or am I just ultra critical? Because these ratings are really high. I'm very confused how people are rating this book so high. What do you think? Are we just extra critical, or
I don't get it either. I really don't. Like, yes, this was written back in 2006, 2007, 2008, whenever. And, it was kind of the height of the paranormal. Everybody wanted paranormal. We didn't have Kindle Unlimited to get all of the paranormal. So, maybe back then people were just desperate for anything.
Mhm.
But I don't know. Like, Faith annoys me so much. Mark is now pissing me off. Like, I can kind of understand his point of view. He was a stray. He was brought in as a kid. He finally found his
Mhm.
family. He says the
Mhm.
first thing he ever remembers is seeing Faith and how cute she was. So, like, he kind of imprinted on her and he's been in love with her forever. But she treats him like shit and he puts up with it. And then when he finally, says, give me a promise of something, and she refuses, he's like,
Mhm.
thank you for giving my balls back. Now I'm going to walk away from you forever. And
Oh
like, good
God.
for you, but also like, oh my God.
He's not doing that.
No, he's not. He's coming back and he's
He's not gonna do that. He's just mad right now. And he is gonna follow her around to the ends of the earth, even though he can't leave the pride. He will still be checking
mm-hmm.
on her, swooning after her, being mad at all the men she gets with. But he's not gonna break up with her. I mean, like, he's not gonna move on from her, is
Yeah,
what I'm
no,
trying to
he's
say.
not, because he can't and he
No.
won't. And he's just so annoying. Like everything he does, I'm annoyed
I
by
know.
him. And
I
as we were
know.
texting, talking about this, we're like, Adam from Mercy Thompson series would eat him alive in 2 seconds.
Yes. Yes. It's like he's so I don't like it. I don't like him now. I don't like them as a couple.
Mm-mm.
I don't like her. I feel meh about him. I don't none of the brothers have like sparked my interest in any kind of way yet. Like they're all
They
just
all
there.
feel the same.
Yeah.
Like they all basically have the same personality. Jace is just a little bit different because he flirts with her and they had that like almost kiss and she's still kind of like, let me feel his cheek. Let me rub up against him. Let me touch him. Ooh, Mark must be gone because now he's flirting with me again. And I'm just like, you selfish bitch.
Jace is that forever second place guy, like who
Yes.
always wants to be first place.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know what it's going to take for him to like literally let that go, but I don't know. Maybe it's going to be more women coming into their pride. And I said it last time. I said this pride is going to grow by women.
Mm-hmm. They need women. And I don't know if Faith can handle having other women around. Like Mercedes, who had been abused and is pregnant and was murdering people. Faith is like, oh my God, I hate her so much. And I'm like, you're basically the same person. You know that, right? Like, you were kidnapped too. You weren't raped because you got lucky, but you could have been, and you could have been turned into this brood mare. Like, you're
Mm-hmm.
basically the same person. And
Yeah.
now you're going around killing people. You did kill your captor, so how can you judge her so harshly?
You killed your captor. You killed your ex-college boyfriend. I mean, she is very do as I say, not as I do type of personality, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, she can stand on her high pedestal, her high horse, I
Yeah.
guess, and lord over everybody of what her opinion is, but
Mm-hmm.
don't look at what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm. And if you do anything that I deem wrong, even if it's what I'm doing, then I'm going to judge you for it. I'm going to judge you really
Mhm.
harshly. She judges her mother. She judges her brothers. She judges her father. She judges Mark. She judges Mercedes. And I'm like, you are all of these people. You're doing the same
Yeah.
exact thing as them. Why? What gives you the right to judge them so harshly?
I know. And what the irony of all of it is, we all know because there are more books, her ass is not going to be killed.
Oh,
We
hell
know
no.
it. So it's
Well, they
like,
don't want to kill women anyway.
no.
So I don't
So,
understand why she's going on trial. Unless the trial's going to end with, like, you have to be married to a man and he's going to be in charge of you forever and give us
right.
all the babies.
Or like the punishment is more service to the pride, or you can't leave the pride, or something like that,
Mm-hmm.
which would, solidify what Mark wants if she's stuck there for life. But it's like, don't make it seem like it's this huge risk coming in the next book when we know it isn't.
Yeah,
It's
no, her
not.
father and Mark were looking at her with terror in their eyes. And I'm like, no, they're not. He'll just throw you
Bullshit.
into a cage like Ryan. Like,
Right.
why does he care what they say? He's ignoring them for his son. I thought the daughter was more important than the son because ovaries and baby making, which is
Yeah.
so fucked up. Like, I hate that that is such an integral part of this series, but I understand. I don't understand how people gave it such high ratings and loved it. Like, I really don't get it.
I don't either. I'm struggling, to be really honest. And I hate to say it, but I'm like, should we find something else? Should we quit this and find something else? I'm like, I don't like to do that, especially when we
Mm-hmm.
have you guys on this road with us. And I'm going to assume at least some of you have either read this and you care about what we're saying, or you read this and you get a kick out of what we're saying, or you are actually reading along with us, like some of the people in book club, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I hate to put us on that path and then yank us off of it when people are invested. But
But
if
is
this,
anybody invested? Like,
I don't know.
guys, talk to us. How do you feel?
I'm gonna put a poll up. As soon as this episode comes out,
Okay.
and I want you to rate the poll. So come on to Facebook and Twitter
Mm-hmm. Instagram. I'll put it on
and
Instagram.
Instagram and vote and tell us, do you want us to continue this series or not? Because at the bare minimum, we'll do one more. I want to finish this story arc.
Mm-hmm.
It's not enough time to plan and find something else before our next month. But I want to know, do we continue this or do we drop it and walk away? Because while I am very asinine about these series on the podcast, I really
Mm-hmm.
want to finish what I start on the podcast. But I think this is bad. It's bad. It's not enjoyable to me at all.
Yeah. Last time when we read the first book, I was invested in the world building. I didn't really like Faith. I thought Mark might grow on me like mold, but, the world was interesting. Now, the world is so inconsistent that what's the point? Like, I don't give a shit. How do you guys feel? Tell us.
All right.
Tweet
Well,
us. Talk to
yeah, tell
us.
us what you think. And even if you think it gets better, if you've read the series and you're convinced the next book will do it for us, let me know that as well. I want to hear all the opinions. Okay, so let's go ahead and rate the thing because I feel like I'm kind of done talking about it.
Yeah. I mean, we could keep ripping it apart, but there's no point. We've hit all the high notes or low notes, whatever you want to call it. All right, I'll go first. 2 stars, and I'm feeling very generous with that. Like, yes, everything about this book annoyed me, but I did finish it. You know, I gotta give it credit where credit is due. I did like that Mercedes was killing everybody. I liked that Faith and her mother got to kill Louise together, and they kind of bonded, so maybe that bond will keep growing. And those are all the good things I can say. Yeah, or not. Maybe it won't grow at all.
Yeah. I'm also giving it a 2, and I also concur it's probably a little generous for how much I've been talking bad about this book, but I did finish it. I guess the points that you liked are the same points that I liked. And I cannot just say I couldn't even get a good sex scene in there. Like the one scene we got was like that angry sex that wasn't even hot. It was like, what
angry
is this?
Sex can be hot. Like, there are some authors who make angry sex hot. This one was just weird and awful.
It was flat. It felt
and
flat.
Uncomfortable. Yeah, it was very flat. It was just no point to it other than like make them have sex. And even then, she's like, oh, I love Mark. I want to have sex with Mark. But oh no, I can't marry him because I don't know what I want to do next week. I don't think I'll be here in 2 years. Oh no, woe is me. And I'm like, no.
Mark came in there and said, I'm going to F her brains out, and then I'm going to throw down this ultimatum with this promise ring, and it failed.
Oh, God.
Oh, it's so stupid. I can't.
I know. It's so bad. This series, guys, talk to us. How are you feeling?
Yeah.
Tell us your true thoughts, your true, honest opinions.
Yeah. Because we're going to end it there. So we're going to rely on you to come through and tell us what to do because yikes.
Yeah.
All right. So thanks for listening to this whole episode. Hopefully you've heard our plight and will reply to us when we post online. Join us for book club. You can share your opinions with us there as well. So find us at Shelf Addiction Official on Facebook or in the book club's app. Or if that's not your thing, just come right back here and see us again next month when we talk about what's next book. The next book is Pride. We will talk at least about one more book before. Who knows what we'll do after that? But we'll talk about Pride just because of the timing. That's it.
Yes.
And we'll see what you guys have to say. So that is all. We'll catch you guys in the next episode. Take care, guys.
Bye, everybody. Happy reading.
If you enjoyed today's episode and would like to show your support, there are a few things you can do. Head on over to Apple Podcasts and leave a positive 5-star review or like this episode on your favorite podcast player. It seems so simple, but it really helps me out. You can share this podcast with other book nerd friends or on your favorite social media space. You can also join the Shelf Addiction Patreon family. For as little as $2 a month, you will help us produce even more awesome content for your ears. You can also consider joining the Shelf Addiction Official Facebook group where we talk all things bookish and more in a safe space. The Shelf Addiction Podcast is a part of the Nerdy Maven Network. You can also reach us via email at info@shelfaddiction.com. Thank you for listening.